Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on that Santa Fe that arrived. This thing was dead as the proverbial hammer when I took it out of the box. The main contactor was missing. The motor had not been run in decades. Dry as a proverbial bone. And a few drops of oil. I replaced the main contactor and getting ready for its first run on the rail. Now, I ran this on the bench. It is running, and all I've done to it so far was installed a main contactor and applied a few drops of oil and one judicious squirt of WD-40 up into the E unit. This is the result. So $10 on eBay. And this locomotive is up and running. Now, this is the first time on the rail. I ran it on the bench. This is actually running quite well. So, let's put it on a consist and see how this goes. I got the tin litho consist set up. Now, this drawbar, tab and slot, was absolutely destroyed. It was twisted like a pretzel. So I've got to tighten the rivet. I just got it straightened out. So it's on the rail. I think we have 20 tin litho cars on the rail. Let's see how this goes. Okay, there's 50% power. Wow, it's actually running quite well. So, was it worth the $10? You tell me. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. Now, there is no headlight in this, or a provision for one. So I will fabricate a headlight bracket for it. But this is actually running really, really well, considering I haven't done anything to it yet. A few drops of oil, a quick spritz of WD-40 to free up the E unit, and replace the main contactor. I did not replace the contactor plate. I just epoxied a quick extension onto it. And as you can see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. 50% power pulling 20 tin litho cars. Hard to beat that. So again, gotta stress it, don't overlook the junk. $10 on eBay. And about, I don't know, a half hour of my time, something like that. And this is not a plastic locomotive. This is tin litho. This is actually substantially heavy. It's surprisingly heavy, in fact. And get this thing on the rail. There we go. It is, like I said, it is surprisingly heavy. All right, reverse and forward. Just want to show you how I repaired this contactor. Now, I haven't even soldered it yet. I just had a contactor with a wire on it. I just got it twisted to the existing wire with a piece of tape around it. So what I did is I set this up on end, of course, and I epoxied a small drill bit. I had a broken drill bit and just epoxied that to the top of the contactor plate. You can see there's lots of room under that. Get this to focus if we can. There we go. And it's just an old broken drill bit, quite small. And just epoxied it in position, let it set for 10 minutes, installed the contactor in a spring, twisted the wire, and lubricated the motor. That's it. It's up and running. Now, this thing was just absolutely bone dry. It had not been run in decades. And as you can see, there is no provision for a headlight at all. There's no socket, there's no wire, there's no place to mount it that I can even see. So I'll have to fabricate a headlight for it. And this is the first Santa Fe that I've had, so I have no idea whether it came with a headlight or not. This one did not. There's no provision for a headlight. It's missing the horns, of course, but as you can see, this is running really, really well. So grand total time to repair it and get it running was about 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. So 10 bucks on eBay, some judicious cleaning. This isn't going to look too bad. So you can see it's far from perfect. It's absolutely covered in scratches. And it's got dings and little dinks in it all over the place. It's been sitting someplace for years and years and years and years. Like I said, this drawbar, this tab and slot, you can see how floppy it is. This thing was twisted up like a pretzel, very likely from slamming back and forth in a box when it was stored. It was that way in the photo, so it didn't happen in shipping. So I'll have to tighten that rivet up. But this thing was just absolutely smashed, shaped like an S almost. So anyway, got it up and running, straightened it out, a few drops of oil, replaced the main contactor, and this is up and running. And running really well. So let's put it on another consist. Let's take it to, get this out of the way. I've got a Marx consist here that is derailed right now. And I'll throw it on this and see how it goes. This is 14 cars. So get the locomotive on the rail. This thing, like I said, is surprisingly heavy. All right, let's see how this goes. Pulling 14 Marx cars. Wow. Now that's 40% power on that rail. So that is running just absolutely splendidly. And I haven't done anything to it at all. Nothing. A few drops of oil, one shot of WD-40 up into the solenoid for the E unit, and I replaced the main contactor. That's it. Nothing else. So a bit of judicious lubing, tuning, and cleaning. This is going to be an absolutely superb, inexpensive Santa Fe locomotive. Original tin litho. Like I said, this thing is really heavy. And it's running just absolutely perfectly. So I'll fabricate a headlight for it and get the body cleaned up as best I can. I mean, it's covered with scratches, so not a whole lot I can do about that. But it was definitely worth the 10 bucks. There's no doubt about that. And it's just going to continue to run better as it runs. This thing's been sitting for decades. So as I always say, just because something's junk when you get it, doesn't mean it's going to be junk when you're finished with it. In this case, less than half an hour. And it's up and running really, really well. So an original Marx Santa Fe diesel. In, like I said, yeah, fair condition. Far from perfect, but it could be worse. The nice thing about it, of course, is the fact that it's complete, it's original, and it's running. The only thing missing are the 2 air horns. But overall, I'm really pleased with it. It was definitely worth the $10. There's no doubt about that. There's $100 worth of parts in this thing. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video. Like I said, the only thing left to do really for now is I've got to tighten that rivet or replace it with a screw. The thing is just really floppy from being really badly bent. But very likely I can tighten that up with a pair of pliers, we will see. But I haven't even pulled this thing apart yet. I've just basically oiled it, one shot of WD-40 to free up the solenoid in the E unit, and that's it. That's all I've done to it. Lubricated the wheels and the bearings, the armature bearing, the output shaft, and that's it, nothing else. You can see it reacts really quickly. It has lots of pulling power. This thing is quite heavy. Surprisingly heavy, in fact. So a tin litho Santa Fe in fair to good condition. Once this is going to get cleaned up and lubed and tuned, this is going to be a fair locomotive. And it was definitely worth the $10 and the half hour it took to get it running. So anyway, I just want to do a follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.